What's up? What's up? Doesn't sound so beautiful, but that music just does something to me. I love it. I love it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are back. Yes, in the mix. And not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but at six. Drop some fire emojis in the chat if you are glad that we are back. I don't know about you. I said it the other day, but I'm gonna say it again. So nice. I'm gonna say it twice. I love it here. Come on, come on. If you love it here, just drop "I love it here" in the chat. Yeah, I'm the host with the most. Yours truly, Dr. Eddie. So glad that you have joined us each and every single day, Monday through Friday, specifically at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the mix at 6. And this is where I give you your in the mix fix, particularly whether it's about relationships, whether it's about purpose, whatever the case may be. We go all the way into every particular topic that you can possibly think of right here on the digital airways of Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, all the way to YouTube. We don't stop. I just want you to let me know where you're watching from. Come on, put on for your city. Drop your city in the comment section. Do that, do that, do that. Listen, as you're tuning in, I know your timeline can be someone's lifeline. I know it. I need you to realize it. Your timeline can be someone's lifeline. So listen, I need you to do this. Do me a favor, invite somebody in, share if you care. You're here because you care. So share, like, comment, share, subscribe. Subscribe to my YouTube page. Click the notification bell so that you're always notified of all of the content immediately when it drops. You know my goal is to help you reach yours. You know my desire is to inspire. You know my assignment is to help you put you in alignment. You do need to realize and understand that my job is to empower you to identify your identity. I want you to do that by becoming a member of my Eagles Academy. Yeah. Become a member of the Eagles Academy. Go right now, theeaglesacademy.com. Let me increase your ideas, your impact, and your influence. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We are in the mix at 6. And this is what I need you to do. I need you to share this with at least 6 people. Yeah. Tag, tweet, tell, text at least 6 people. 7 if you want to go ahead and do that too. Let them know that we are live. Are you ready tonight? If you're ready, just type "let's go." Let's grow. Yeah, let's go. Let's grow. I'm ready to grow your greatness. Tonight's topic needs no introduction. I mean, we have been talking about it. It feels like more than a series. It feels like a season now. And if you have missed anything in regard to his needs, her needs, which is the topic of conversation, I need you to go back and watch not just part 1, not just part 2, not just part 3, not just part 4, not just part 5, but part 6, 1 through 6. Since we're in the mix at 6, part 7 is tonight, y'all. Yes, I'm trying to find an exit out of the series. I just can't. I don't know yet. I don't know how far we're going to go. I do want you to go back and watch parts 1 through 6 and share with somebody. Come on, binge watch it. Invite some people over. You know, I don't know if y'all doing gumbo night. I don't know if y'all doing popcorn. I don't know if y'all doing Taco Tuesday. I don't know what is going on, but just invite some people over. Have a good time. Watch it. Binge watch it. Let's go back to where I left off last time that we talked. And when we think about relationships, much less his needs, her needs, oftentimes relationships have become a battle of the sexes these days. It's not who can I build up, it's who can I beat down. But in many cases, relationships shouldn't be a cacophony. Relationships should have some harmony. And here it is. It only has harmony when you know your identity, when both parties know their identity. One is not good enough. Both must be in tandem together. Why? Because if you're not in tandem together, here's what you do. You end up not with a teammate, you end up with an opponent. And guess what? Oftentimes, an opponent will make you feel as if now you have to oppose yourself. I'm talking to somebody. As I was talking about Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. Remember, I mentioned that it was God, not Adam, who said it's not good for man to be alone? The reason it wasn't good for Adam to be alone because he had a place, he had purpose, he had presence, he had power. If he was void of any of those four, it would be good for him to be alone. Why? Because he needs to get himself together. Any man who is void of those specific ancillary aspects, it's good for him to be alone. Let him work on him. Let God work on him. So that when he comes to you, he's not broken, but he can bless you. And then also let God work on you for him so that you don't come broken, you come blessed. Because who you are in your singleness will either lead to a marital bless or marital mess. Marital bless or marital stress. Marital bless or marital mess. I tackled the question. I think it was worth even delving into that it was God who said it's not good for man to be alone. One, after he already created man by himself, Adam and Eve are not created at the same time. He says it's not good for man to be alone after he creates Adam by himself. Secondly, here's the question: how can I be alone if God is there? Come on, you taught me. YPWW, VBS, Young People's Willing Workers, Vacation Bible School, Bible study, Sunday service. Come on. That God was all I need. But here's the question. It's not good for man to be alone. How is he alone if you're there, God? I'm so glad you asked. Why? Because the animals are below me. God is above me. And I need somebody on my level. I don't connect to God through my senses. I connect to God spiritually. Are you with me? My relationship to God is not natural. It's supernatural, if anything. It's spiritual. Not from what I taste, touch, smell, see, or hear. Right? Well, it says, oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. That's metaphorical because if I get in close proximity with God, the relationship with him is going to be good. Yeah, it's going to be like beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, ram, ham, hog, dog. Maybe not dog, but you got what I'm saying. Shout out to Surly Caesar. Shout out to Surly Caesar. Right? It's going to be good. Right? It's not through how I touch God because I've never touched God. God is a spirit. I've never seen God. No man has seen God at any time. And even for Moses to connect with God on that level, God had to turn his back. Haven't seen God at any time. I've not tasted God. I've not touched God. I've not seen God. I've not smelled God. I don't know what cologne God wears. I know he's innocent, but does he wear Gucci guilty? I know we're Christians, but does he wear Clive Christian cologne? I don't know. I've never smelled him at any time. I've never heard him speak to me audibly. Well, the Lord speaks to me all the time. His spirit speaks to your spirit speaks to your mind. Elijah said, he spoke to me in a still small voice. It wasn't Eddie. His spirit speaks to my spirit speaks to my mind so that I understand it's my time. So I don't connect to God through my senses. I connect to him through the spirit. Come on. It's a spiritual connection with God. We walk by faith, not by sight. Faith is revelation. Faith is insight. Faith is seeing beyond what I see. so that I can begin to transform my reality. I love what Dr. King said. He said, faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. So here's what it is. How can I be alone if God is there? Simply because I don't connect to God through my senses. I don't connect to him physically. I connect to him spiritually. I need somebody on my level to connect with. Adam saw that it was two of everything except him. He ain't got no time to be playing with no animals. He needs another human being that's on his level. And hear me, if you have somebody and they're not on your level, you're still alone. God's above me. The animals are below me. I need somebody who speaks the language that I speak, who's on the level that I'm on. Why? Because no man is an island. Nobody desires to just be in a silo for the rest of their life. People go crazy in solitary confinement. People were going crazy at the height of the pandemic when the home felt like solitary confinement. Am I talking to somebody? I don't connect to an invisible God visibly, but I need to connect to another human being visibly. And here's the thing. Being alone doesn't mean it's a sin. Single is not a curse. Single is not a sin, even though those are the first three letters. Being alone does not mean you're cursed. To a certain degree, sometimes being alone has its advantages. Sometimes being alone causes you not to be so spendthrifty. You saving a little bit of money. Being alone sometimes causes you to be a little bit more frugal. Being alone causes you to now have the time to have the self-care and the me time and to pour into your purpose. Why? Because here it is. You can't expect a purpose partner if you have not first partnered with your purpose. If you missed the series on Purpose Partner, go back and check that out on my YouTube. And here it is. While I'm talking to you about YouTube, come over to the YouTube side so that you can get the full panoramic experience. Not just watching on your screen on your phone or your screen on your computer at home. I'm talking about putting it on your TV. Yeah, let the sound come all the way through. So here it is. When I first partner with my purpose, I don't just jump the broom of purpose, skipping purpose into partner. I partner with God. I say I do to me. I learn how to meet needs. Why? Because I'm needed. And here it is. You don't meet needs the way you think they need to be met. You have to learn what somebody's needs are. And I'm tackling that tonight. Yes. Because too often, I talked about we love people the way that we think they need to be loved versus the way they really need to be loved. But here's another thing. I don't even want to go there yet. I'm going to get there. Yeah. Here it is. A lot of times we love to be needed, but we don't love to meet needs. Yeah. We love to be needed, but do we really love to meet needs? Think about this. Even last time, I was telling you the requisite attributes to be able to meet somebody's needs are one, you got to have relational intelligence. I got to factor in the people factor. I have to get into the place to where I develop my people skills. Why? Because the world does not revolve around me. The world does not revolve around you. Just because you stop don't mean the world's going to stop. Still spinning on its axis. Secondly, emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence all about? It connects to self-awareness. It's steeped in self-confidence and self-esteem and self-respect. Here's what emotional intelligence does. Emotional intelligence creates a safe space that is a healthy safe space to where People can be vulnerable, void of being judgmental. I can't embrace the emotions of anybody else until I first embrace my own emotions. What does that take? It takes vulnerability. It takes emotional availability. Yes. It takes that self awareness level to recognize no, you don't have it all together. You refuse to engage in what will sabotage your self esteem and your self concept and your self confidence, your self respect, right? Because here it is. If not, you will self sabotage by mismanaging yourself and then them too. Somebody just type, I'm under construction. Yeah, I'm under construction. Pardon my dust. Men at work. Pardon my dusk. Women at work. Pardon my dusk. I'm under construction. God is still working on me for who and what he has prepared for me. Do you see? Do you clearly see? Got to have relational intelligence, have to have emotional intelligence. Why? Because I don't want to mismanage my emotions and I don't want to mismanage the emotions of the one who I profess and claim to love. Thirdly, spiritual intelligence. Spiritual intelligence is the discovery of purpose in God. Notice I didn't say purpose in self. Right. Because oftentimes we have a purpose. Scripture says preparations are in the heart of man, but the Lord is the one who weighs it. What does that mean? I prepare the way that I want to prepare for what it is that I feel is needed and necessary with my wants and my particular needs in my life. But here it is. God's ways are not my ways. His thoughts are not my thoughts. As high as the heavens are above the earth, so are his thoughts higher than yours and mine. That's why he said exceedingly abundantly above all that you can ask or think. Because no matter how high you think, it'll never be higher than him. Your highest of high is still low to him. Do you understand that? Come on. So I have to have spiritual intelligence. Spiritual intelligence does not come without me letting go of the ego. When I let go of the ego, now I grow in God, I grow with God. Yes. Why? Because here it is. I'm building my authentic self. I'm building my authentic relationship in him because he guards, he guides, he governs me. And because he guards, guides, and governs, guess what? Now it becomes a GPS system, God's positioning system. Yeah. He becomes my navigation, not just what's in my car. He becomes the compass. Christ becomes the compass. God becomes the guidepost for my particular lease on life. So you got relational intelligence, you got emotional intelligence, you got spiritual intelligence. Last but not least, remember I talked about transformational intelligence. I like to call it TI. And I'm not talking about the rapper. I'm talking about transformational intelligence, which means everything that's connected to me gets better when I get better. Mm. You'll never be bigger than how you get better. Get better, be bigger. Can't be bigger without getting better. Yes. Transformation has to happen within before it happens with them. I've got to transform my mind because I got to be like Romans chapter 12. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. My life doesn't transform until my mind transforms. Transformational intelligence, hear me, is the direct result of mentorship, of teaching, of coaching, of training. Without any training, there's no transforming. This is why the Eagles Academy is so needed and so necessary. If you're not a part of the Eagles Academy, go right now. Why? Because the Eagles Academy is the premier place to experience the transformation that you desire. The strategies, the structure, the solutions, the systems, how to build your skill set, your mindset, your tool set to be an asset in any and every environment. How to increase your ideas, your impact, and your influence. Go to theeaglesacademy.com. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you right now. I know I'm talking to a select few of you people right now, select few brothers and sisters who are latching a hold to what I'm saying. Go there right now, theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form, and be transformed. Put those words together: relational, emotional, spiritual, transformational. Take off the first letter of every one of those words that I just said, and what do you have? I know I got some English majors in here. I know I'm talking to the best, the brightest, and the blessed because you call it rest. Didn't mean to rhyme that time. Rest, right? Relational, emotional, spiritual, transformational. And transformational is what I coined. Yes, what I coined. Just came up with that not too long ago. So I really want to talk about this because just the person, as I left off with it last time for part 6, as we're segueing into part 7. 7 is the number of completion, they say. I don't know if this is going to be completed tonight. I'm not sure. Might be 8 for a new beginning. I don't know. 7 is the number of perfection, so we're going to make this as perfect as possible tonight. Rest, relational, emotional, spiritual, transactional. Does the person who you're with create space for rest or stress? Somebody creating spaces does not always mean that it's a positive aspect. Sometimes it could be negative. But do they create a space for rest or stress? For rest, to be blessed, or just too much stress? Here's the thing. Do you know what many people's problem is? Come on, I want you to lean in on this. I want you to lean in my direction. Do you know what many people's problem is? Here's the problem. They assume other people have the same needs as them. And here it is. They find it frustrating when they don't. Come on. That's one of the biggest problems. People assume that other people have the same needs as them. And when they don't, they're frustrated by it. You're frustrated because they're different than you? Come on. And you all about originality and creativity? Don't you think their needs should be original and creative too? Different? You mean to tell me you're not like me? Sorry, not sorry. I'm different than you. And here it is. Just because I'm different doesn't mean I'm deficient. Somebody type that tonight. Different, not deficient. Just because I'm different doesn't mean I'm a detriment. Just because I'm different doesn't mean I'm deficient. Just because I'm different doesn't mean I'm a detriment. Are you determined to love me differently than what you're used to? Oh yeah. In a new relationship, Trying to love the new person the same way that you did the old person. Doesn't even matter if the old person has the same qualities as the new person, or the new person has the same qualities as the old person. The new person is different. Are you willing to make adjustments for differences? Mm, come on. Because here it is. A lot of times we're treating the new person like the old person because here it is. Our mind is still wrapped up in the old person. We have not really mentally divorced. We have not really mentally disassociated. We have not really mentally disconnected. Physically, you're not in their presence. Mentally, you're still there. Hmm. Now you're trying to create the new person to be a carbon copy of the old person. And here it is. The relationship remains deficient and it becomes stagnant simply because you wouldn't embrace what was different and who is different. So here it is. Now you move into a place of self sabotage, relational sabotage. Are you determined to love differently than what you're used to? Because here's the thing, it's easy to like who likes you. Matter of fact, no, let's take it to a different degree. It's easy to like what you like. It's easy to like who likes what you like. Yeah, ain't no friction. You like everything that I like. Cool, we gonna get along just fine because you like what I like. But what happens when you don't like everything that I like? Not only do you fall out of love, sometimes you fall out of like. How do you meet the needs of someone who doesn't have the same interests as you? Mm, your hockey, their basketball. Yeah. You want to go to plays. They don't want to go nowhere near that. They want to see action movies. Come on. You like lovey dovey stuff. They not really into all that emotional stuff. Come on. How do you meet the needs of someone who doesn't have the same interest as you? And here it is. A lot of times we can't meet the needs of someone who doesn't have the same interest as us because we become so myopic. We become so linear. To a certain degree, we're projecting ourselves onto them. We don't really see them, we see us. And as a result, the relationship becomes about I and my and me instead of us and we, right? Because here it is. You're not trying to meet their interest. You're not trying to meet the needs of their interest. You're trying to meet your self interest. Another thing is, that's even worse. If you don't even know what your needs are, if they don't know what their needs are, or here it is, you don't even know how to ask them to meet your needs simply because you don't want to come off as needy. Come on, closed mouths don't get fed on this boulevard. You feel as if you're going to come off needy simply because you refuse to communicate due to pride at the expense of not wanting to look needy. But here it is, your need goes unfulfilled. Your need goes unaddressed. And hear me, an unaddressed need leads to desperation. An unaddressed need ultimately leads to separation. Because when my need is unaddressed, here it is, I'm hurting, reaching for those who are hurting. And then when I'm healed, I say, what in the world did I just get myself into? When I have a need that is unaddressed, I'm thirsting for the wrong thing. I'm looking for somebody to pour into me versus me pouring into myself. And I need you to understand this. No relationship should be strained to be maintained. Yeah, no relationship should have to be strained to be maintained. Come on, you find yourself jumping oceans for people who wouldn't even step over puddles for you, swimming through oceans for people who wouldn't jump puddles for you. Come on, you find yourself bending over backwards and you can't even find a chiropractor. All bent out of shape. Why? Because you're straining in efforts of maintaining a particular relationship. And here's the thing, the relationship should be a flow and not a force. What was it? Star Wars? May the force be with you. Not over here. May the flow be with you. I shouldn't have to force it. I shouldn't have to rush it because here it is. Anything you have to rush, you will ruin. You you know you're with the right one when they don't want to debate you. Here's what they want to do. They want to have a dialogue so you can both get along. I don't want to debate you. I want to have a dialogue with you so we both can get along together. Yeah, this ain't the movie The Great Debaters. Why are we arguing? Sometimes you have to love yourself enough to let go in order so that you can grow. I can't amplify, I can't project my self interest onto you to where I want to love you the way that I think you need to be loved. I want to meet the needs that I think you should have. Well, here it is. I wasn't raised to be with you. You weren't raised to be with me. Differences don't mean deficiencies. What it means is that I got to study you. What it means is that I have to learn you. What it means is that I have to communicate with you. What it means is that I have to engage in the relational intelligence, the emotional intelligence, the spiritual intelligence, the transformational intelligence. Because if not, if it's not transformational, here's what it becomes transactional. It becomes what can I get rather than what can I give. It becomes about getting and not serving. It does not harness on building and becoming. I don't want it to be transactional. I want it to be accountable. I want it to be transformational. Got to let go to grow. Got to love yourself enough to let go. Got to release the dead weight that isn't helping you grow. Because here's the thing, the right one will elevate you and real love will lift you. What will it lift you to? It's going to lift you to the next level. Think about this. We talk about Adam in the garden. God said it's not good for man to be alone. Think about this. Prior to the garden, Adam is following God. The woman is following Adam. As Adam follows God, sin reverses the line. Yeah. God, Adam, woman. Sin reversed it to where now the woman is in the front. Adam is following the woman. And you better believe God ain't following nobody. How many times do we see it happening today? The man is following the woman. Adam sinned by, here it is, eating out of the hands of a woman. Hmm. How many women are feeding men today? How many women are taking care of men today? Not all men are lacking leadership, but too many of them are lacking leadership. Too many women are lacking fellowship. When leadership and fellowship are colliding, you have disfellowship. Think about this. The woman taken from the rib of man, of Adam, was not created to operate in chaos. Notice this: Eve was not even on the planet until everything was in place. Adam had to have a place, purpose, presence, power. Why? Because he's the priest, he's the provider, he's the protector of his domain. Eve is taken out of the rib of Adam. And my dear brothers, you got to realize and recognize this. You know you have the right rib when you can breathe a lot easier. If she's compressing your calling, if she's stressing you instead of blessing you, she's not the right one for you. Why? Because here's what the right one will do: the right woman will be an asset, not a liability. She will be an asset that adds, not a liability that subtracts. Rather than subtracting, she will strengthen. Genesis chapter 2 and 23, Adam says he goes into poetry after he sees who God created for him. Notice this: Adam had to be put to sleep. Certain things have to be put to sleep for us as men if we're going to awaken to the one that God has for us. Yeah, because here it is. While we're allowing certain things to go to sleep versus awakening those things back up, letting that appetite go to sleep, letting that lust go to sleep, letting that ego go to sleep, letting that pride go to sleep, God is working on me for what he's already preparing for me. So that here it is. When I awake, because I allowed him to do the work and I allowed him to remove the dead weight, I could awake to the one that he has for me. And then when I see her, when he sees you, what does Adam do? He goes into poetry: bone in my bone, flesh in my flesh. She shall be called. Whoa, man. Hmm? Here's what happened. Upon Eve being created, here's one other thing that I got to say this. God is the only one because he's not insecure at all. He said he's a jealous God, but here's the thing: you can be jealous when you own everything. We don't own anything. Everything that we have is not on own, it's on loan. You don't own the woman, you don't own the man, you don't own the husband, you don't own the wife, you don't even own the car. Everything you got, God gave it. It's not on own, it's on loan. So he can be jealous because everything that is in the earth is his and it belongs to him. Nothing was created that was created without him creating it. He owns a cattle on 1,000 hills. Everything that's under his foot belongs to him. He can be jealous. We can only be zealous. That's for another topic. God is the only one who can give you a gift that now puts you in competition for his affection. Come on. God gave Adam a gift that he didn't even realize he needed. And it automatically put him in competition because I've shifted my focus on just walking in the cool of the day with you, that now I'm in the heat of the night with her. Hello, somebody. Because I connect to you, God, spiritually, but I connect to her through my senses. Hmm? God gave Adam a gift that put him in competition to where, to a certain degree, Adam's affection shifted, not God's. Adam's affection shifted. Here's the thing, Adam literally, when he said, she's bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, this is what he did. He located himself in her. Hmm? I see me in her. Into me, see intimacy. I was able to see into her. She was able to see into me. I could see that I could reveal myself to her and she could reveal herself to me. That's my purpose partner right there. And that's why it's about having it's about the importance of having the right woman, because the wrong one won't make you say, whoa, man. She gonna make you say, whoa, man. She gonna make you say, oh man. Then she gonna make you say, nah, man. But the right one will make you say, whoa, man, and amen. Right? Because who God created for me and brought them into my purview is an amazing surprise that blows my mind. And here's the thing, the right woman puts you in such amazement and in awe that her standards cause you even to step up your own game. Yeah. She don't need a Beyonce song to do this, upgrade you, right? Because she's walking in purpose. Her life is inspiration. Her life is in a place to where she aspires to inspire. And hear me, the woman that God has for you will not only surprise you, she'll bless you. She'll inspire you. The right woman will make you thank the Lord for her existence, right? And her presence. Why? Because her presence is a present. Her aura and her essence and her timeless persona and the grace that she has on her life will make you say, where have you been all my life? Where have you been all my life? Right? Because here's the thing that we got to realize this. Got to realize this. Carrots without character is chaotic. Man or woman. Carrots without character is chaotic. You're not marrying her cleavage, bruh. You cleave to her. And you're not just cleaving to her cleavage. You're not marrying her cleavage, you're marrying her character. Yeah. I know you want to cleave to the cleavage, but that's the only thing to cleave to. Hmm? Says you're not marrying his height, you're marrying his heart. You want him, you want you and him to go to higher heights and greater levels together. You're not marrying his car, you're marrying his character. You're not marrying his wallet, you're marrying his wisdom. You're not marrying her body, you're marrying her mentality. Yeah, because we look so much at the outer, but we fail to deal with the inner. We know how to make car payments, but do we know how to do maintenance? We know how to pay for weddings, but do we know how to maintain a marriage? The wedding is the sprint, the marriage is the marathon. And too many people, because they have not built up their long distance purpose muscles, started off saying I do, and now change their language to I don't. Because here it is, you can be a male and not be a man. You can be a female and not be a woman. It's not just about what's below the waist. It's about what's above your neck. Here's what we said. We said size matters. But we were talking about everything except somebody's heart. The size of your heart, the size of your love, the size of your character, the size of your commitment. Beyond, my dear sister from another mister, your breast, your legs, your hips, your thighs, that just pops eyes. What is it that speaks to not just the body, but the mentality, not the svelte figure, but the soul of who it is that you are, the essence and the aura, your personality being a fragrance and not odor, wearing perfume, but your attitude still stinks? Pretty face plus an ugly attitude makes you an ugly person. Having a lot of things means nothing if manhood, masculinity, femininity, womanhood, and identity isn't a necessity. Because here's the thing, marriage is more than a contract, marriage is a covenant. And here it is, you're making a covenant to God, but you're also making a covenant to each other to make sure that I take care of your needs. As I take care of your needs, you take care of my needs. It becomes not just his needs and her needs, it becomes our needs. Two shall become one. Two becoming one is friction. Two becoming one isn't easy, right? Right man wants to change two things about you: last name and your address. Wife you, rename you, but not just changing your address, addressing your needs. Yeah. He sees more in you than what you have on you. He's not just impressed by your hips, he's impressed by your heart. Not just impressed by your figure, he's impressed by your faith. Come on now. He's not just impressed by your cleavage, he's impressed by your character. Why? Because the most important curve that is on your body is the smile that forms on your lips. Being a man is hard work, but it's hard work. We lead best when we love most. The love that he has for you, now it causes what's in you to bring out the best in you. Why? Because God's sending the right one for you who wants to build with you, who wants to bless you, who wants to break curses with you. Come on, breaking generational curses. Real tears of joy this time. Why? Because it's not the hurt in your heart. It's not the pain of the past. It's the joy that you know that's going to last. Real love that's last. Real love that's lasting. Real love that's everlasting. But here's what it is. Your heart has to be so deep into God's bosom and in God's hands that a man has to seek him to find you. Send me your location. Let's focus on communication because I don't need nobody else but you. And you are in God's hand. And guess what? He's giving your hand to the right man, the right woman, my brother, because you're so connected to God. God is giving her to you. When you understand that you are a purpose partner, when you understand that you are the person who is well equipped relationally, emotionally, spiritually, transformationally, now here's what you become. You become the answer to the right person's prayers. Not that the person's going to pray on you, they're going to pray with and for you. Curves will attract them, only character will keep them. Outside is what's going to attract the man to you. However, what's on the inside is going to keep him with you. Outside is what's going to attract her to you, you to her. What you got on the inside, my brother, is what's going to keep her with you. Why? Because he's striving to walk in faithfulness. Faithfulness to God. Before his faithfulness to you, we've got to have the prerequisite is faithfulness to God. Working and praying to be a good husband. Working and praying to be a good husband to a good woman like you. all the painful tears. This is what you got to get ready to experience. All the painful years and all the painful tears. Expect to experience some joyful years. Expect to experience some joyful tears. Because here's the thing: what is a ring if it's not with the right person and at the wrong timing? Told you carrots without character is chaotic. Understand that everything has timing. Timing is everything. The love that you're expecting is coming. What are you doing in the midst of waiting for the love to come? Beyond just sitting back waiting, you got to be working. You got to be preparing. You got to keep believing. You got to keep developing for what you expect on receiving. Because when it's time, you don't have time to prepare. You got to stay ready before you get ready. Yeah, you got to stay ready and not just get ready. Preparation is that name of the game. I'm preparing for what I expect to receive. And here it is. When you start preparing for what you expect to receive, when you know that company is coming over the house, come on, you start getting your house in order. You start sweeping up some stuff. You start dusting off some things. You start vacuuming some stuff. You start putting some stuff away. What are some things that you got to put away in preparation for the purpose partner that you know God has prepared for you, but he's just preparing you for what he has for you? What are some things you're going to put away with your attitude? What are some things you're going to put away with your disposition? What are some things that you're going to put away with the bitterness and the past and holding other people accountable who were not in your life when you were going through what you were going through and now passing judgment on them and exacting your past on your future? Hmm? You're blind to your value, but the right man sees in you what in many cases what you were blind to. Right man adds to your value. The right woman reciprocates and adds to value. Why? Because we are in the predicament, we are in the space and place of meeting needs. Relationship rules, go ahead and get it. How to win at love, leadership, and leveraging your purpose. Yeah, go get the book. First chapter opens up about getting your house in order. Can't complain about leadership if you don't have good fellowship. Can't complain about her leadership if you don't have, can't complain about her fellowship rather, if you don't have good leadership. You can't lead her if you're not a leader. Loving your wife as Christ loved the church. If you want her to submit to you, who are you submitted to? Well, I'm the head of my wife, but is God the head of your life? Well, and now you say, sis, well, God is the head of my life, but you disregard your husband's leadership. So as a result, here it is. You don't become husband and wife, you really become roommates. Because we have to understand this. Submission is not control. Real, true, authentic, effective submission is not control. Submission is that which is submerged like a submarine underwater. Mission speaks of the vision. Mission speaks of the values, is the bylaws, right? You said she needs to submit to you, but here in clarity, what does she submit to? What is your mission? What is your vision? If you want her to be a wife that adds to your life, you got to be a husband with a vision. Not a hammer, but a husband. Not a cutter, but a consoler. Not a knife, but a wife that offsets strife. Because here's the thing: a woman was not created in chaos. So I need you to understand this. She will not submit in chaos. It's out of her nature. You can't expect a fish to survive out of water. Come on, he is flapping around. She's moving around. She's shaking her head. 3 snaps in the neck. All of it. Y'all know how y'all do. She wasn't created in chaos. She doesn't know it. It's not in her nature. It wasn't part of the environment because everything was in place before she ever stepped foot in that place. So here it is. If there is no order, now she shifts into the place to be in the space to take back order. Yeah, she refused to throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's why it moves her into the place to where she leads because she sees that life has become limited because it's chaotic. Submission to one another as unto God. And here's the thing. Are you dismissive or submissive? Hmm? Does the okay, you following, but does the fellowship to the leadership come with being negative, nasty, nagging, attitudinal? Because attitude affects your altitude. Is there an understanding of one another? Is there an understanding of one another to where you don't become a headache, you become a helpmate? Why? Because you both spell out your needs verbally, communicatively, honestly, openly, with vulnerability. This is who I am. This is what it is. This is what I need. And here it is, a husband who's the head of his household loves his wife as Christ loves the church. Because as the head, he's the covering. As the head, what he does is there's a storm that ensues. He stands in front of the storm so that you don't feel the ramifications of it. He's the priest who prays, provides, protects, loves. But he's not just a human doing, he's a human being. He has emotions, he has feelings, he has emotional intelligence, he has maturational development. He's Clark Kent and Superman all at the same time. And without it, you could be married, but just have a roommate. You got the wife, you got the title of husband and wife. Legally, you have the title. Lovingly, you don't function in the position due to lack of submission. Because here it is. Why is submission so important? Because submission, yes, it honors God, but submission also affirms the leadership of the husband. He affirms the gifts that you bring as a helpmate. You got to affirm the leadership that he brings to where there can be fellowship to the leadership. And as I said before, if serving and submitting is below you, then marriage is beyond you. One person not inferior to the other. Submission does not mean control. Submission does not mean put a tether on somebody. Submission isn't manipulative. Submission doesn't control. Submission isn't a private investigator to keep somebody under surveillance. Submission doesn't say, all right, I want to Google map this. It generally takes you 10 minutes to get home. Why did it take you 15? Submission doesn't put a restraining order on you. Submission doesn't restrain, but here's what submission does. Submission constrains. You can't make a person do anything, but love for them, love for you should constrain them, no matter how it is that they feel. You can't submit to anybody first until you first submit to God. Come on, somebody just type order. Come on, type order. Come on, type my next is now. Why? Because here's what God is doing. God is flipping the script. God is turning the line around. What's next for you is about to happen now. Now, what's next is coming. Next is now. Next is now with the right person who knows how to meet needs. Seems like you were last, but you're getting ready to be first. Blessing that's meant for you didn't pass you. What did it do? It prepared you with tender loving care for you. So many times we've asked, when will it be my turn? So many times we ask, when will it be my time? Come on now. Talking to some people, you create a vision board about your purpose partner. You think of future with them often. You prayed over it. You cried over it. You even thought that you missed your time. But here's the thing. God has not forgotten you. He's put you in alignment with your divine assignment. You're right on time for his assignment. Why? You're only right on time for his assignment when you're in divine alignment. Stop crying over what didn't work and start rejoicing about what's about to happen. Stop crying over what it seemed that you lost and get excited about what you're getting ready to find. Get excited about who's getting ready to find you. And they find you in proximity of your purpose. No need for you to compare. No need for you to compete. No need for you to complain. Why is that? Because here it is. Your next chapter is going to be better than your last one. Beyond just finding the right one, it's about becoming the right one for the right one. And here it is. The next idea, the next project, the next woman, the next man is going to be led by God's plan. Somebody just type it. My next is now. What you prayed, what you've cried, what you believe for is about to happen suddenly. Come on, type suddenly tonight. Suddenly, God has turned the line around. Suddenly, your name's about to change. Suddenly, your address is about to change. Suddenly, your title's about to change. Suddenly, your financial state and standing is about to change. Suddenly, healing's about to hit your body. Suddenly, you thought you were last, but God has turned the line around to make you first. You got to get ready. You got to get in position to receive what God has for you now. Why? Because you're next. Yeah. Got to internalize that. I'm next. I'm next. I'm next. I'm next. Say it until you see it. Say it until you not just see it, but until you seize it. I want you to seize, not just see, I want you to seize this opportunity to maximize your moment, to maximize your mindset, to sharpen your skill set, to build your tool set. Why? Because you are an asset in any and every environment. You need the requisite skills. You need the requisite tools that need to be honed. Yes, the relational intelligence. Yes, the emotional intelligence. Yes, the spiritual intelligence, as well as the transformational intelligence. It's all happening in the Eagles Academy. I want you to go there right now. I know I'm talking to at least 7 of you tonight. I'm talking to you at least seven of you. Yes, I'm talking to you. Yep, talking to you. Talking to at least 7 of you who knows that there's more for you in your business, in your relationships, in your identity, in your self-esteem, in your self-concept, in your emotions, in your mental health, in the aspect of your business to build wealth. Come on, come on. Come into the premier online community where we experience not just information, but transformation as a result of implementation and application. Go to theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the Join Now button. As you tap the Join Now button, you're going to see a form. I want you to fill out the form, and I guarantee you'll be transformed. Go there right now. Yeah, I'm talking to 7 of you, at least 7 of you. There may be more of you, but at least 7 of you. It says, listen, I know there's more for me. I know there's been a restlessness in me. I know in many cases, I seem to be like a grasshopper, but I know there's a giant inside of me. I need to think bigger. I need to surround myself with people who don't try to minimize me and try to debilitate me. Get in a community of people who want to see you soar and will soar with you to the next level. It's time to leap. It's time to soar. It's time to take flight tonight. Go there right now, theeaglesacademy.com. Can't wait to coach, train, teach, and mentor you and see the transformation that you experience. Transformational intelligence is what it's all about. I have some other resources out there, theeaglesacademy.com/store. Free resources. My ebook is there. More in 2024. Also, The Art of Communication is there. Go there. Get it. Get the Successful Speaker Strategies. Get my bestseller book, Blueprint. So many resources. I've got about 14 different resources on the eaglesacademy.com/store. Bestseller book, Blueprint. No need of you procrastinating on your book. It's time to write it. It's time to birth it. It's time to produce it. It's time to take your manuscript to the marketplace. Go to the eaglesacademy.com/store as well as accessidentity.org/author. Get the resources. Not just the bestseller book, Blueprint, Successful Speaker Strategies. accessidentity.org/speaker. theeaglesacademy.com/store. Wherever you want to go, they're there. Make an intentional investment in yourself. Compensation is connected. Compensation and cash flow is connected to communication. Whatever you're building, I guarantee you'll build it better if you use better words. Are you connecting when you're communicating? Come on. Go and get these resources. They're going to be a blessing to you. They're just going to improve your soft skills, because that's the era of what we're in. We're in the era of soft skills. Soft skill development is needed and necessary. Can't be ancillary. It's primary. Go ahead, get my books too. Got about 16 books out there. Go ahead and get them. EddieConnor.com/shop. Yes, they're available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, iTunes, Audible. Not just ebooks or hard copies. You can also get them as audiobooks. Just get the ebook, the audiobook, and the hard copy as well. Get all of it. Look at these books. Come on, go. Go get them. Go get them. Something for our brothers, something for our sisters. Addressing all of our needs. Yes, the magazine as well. My mama Maven in the middle. Yeah, it's me and my brother flanking her on the sides. She is that queen for sure. Listen, y'all, I'm out of time, but I'm not out of truth. I hope this has been a blessing to you. I hope so. To his needs, her needs. I hope it has been. Out of time, but I'm not out of truth. I do want you to go back and check out the series. Come on, go check it out. Go check it out. Share it with somebody. Yeah, some of you haven't liked, commented, shared, or subscribed. I'm looking at you. Yeah. Come on. I need you to make sure that you do that. Go ahead and do that. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join me on the YouTube side, because we got a lot of content coming. It's only the beginning. Out of time, not out of truth. I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for rolling with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I want to thank you for checking out In the Mix at 6. Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the digital airways of Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. We don't stop. If you have not, head over to the YouTube side, like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Connect with me. Follow me on social media. Put in the hashtag. I'm sorry. Put in the handle at EddieConnorJr. Handle it. Handle me with care. At EddieConnorJr, EddieConnorJr. And if I can help you, if I can serve you in any way, reach out to me. If you want me to come and speak for you at your event, whatever the case may be, I'd love to do that. Holla at me. I'd love to serve in that capacity as well. Yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your brother from another mother. Family, it's been fun, but a brother got to run. It's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure. Remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, and brighter. Peace and love. Keep soaring higher.
Hey, it's yours truly, Dr. Eddie. Listen, don't you want to level up in your life? Don't you want to actually dominate this year? You need strategy, you need structure, you need solutions. If you're going to level up in your relationships, you're going to identify your brand identity. If you're going to identify your identity, this is your year to become more. This is your year to do more. I'm telling you, this is the time to grow your greatness. You need to be in a secure environment, in a community that really cares about your growth, that wants to enhance it, wants to push you in a place of not just information, but transformation for your application. I'm telling you, you don't just go as far as your dream, you go as far as your team. Join our team. Become a part of the Eagles Academy. Go right now. The EaglesAcademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button and become a member of this amazing academy with so many amazing people, locally and globally, who understand that their network determines their net worth. They want to soar into success and purpose. I can't wait to see your face, not just your space. Go right now. The EaglesAcademy.com. Yeah.